Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum friends. Welcome back to the latest episode of Football Gupshup. Guys, I want to start with this morning. Good morning, everyone. We're going to be starting this transfer news update. We have plenty of news. Now, there are some very interesting news. I wanted to start with crazy transfer rumors, which normally these, you could say, newspapers, they tend to bring it out, and sometimes those are believable, sometimes they are unbelievable, and I wanted to start with that one. So first of all, I'll be mentioning the name of Manchester United. Normally I put Manchester United later, but this time around I'm going to put them in forefront because these crazy transfer rumors, or these, maybe they are based on reality, you never know, but these are really not believable. Because the first one I'm going to be starting is Neymar. Now, Neymar has been linked with a move away from PSG, and strangely enough, it was reported that Neymar is looking at joining Manchester United, which is completely crazy because due to the fact that Neymar is going to be in the World Cup, Manchester United are not playing in Champions League football. Neymar wouldn't want to move to a club in which they don't have a Champions League football. Cristiano Ronaldo, the second factor, imagine if you have Cristiano Ronaldo and you have the likes of Neymar, how could you put them two in two? It doesn't make sense as well. So I would be not too much optimistic about this one. Then the third point is Neymar would at least demand more than you could say maybe 400 grand a week or maybe 500 grand a week, which Manchester United are currently paying to Cristiano Ronaldo. Imagine if Manchester United pay another player 500 grand a week, what does it do inside the dressing room? Like, how much the unrest will it cause? It doesn't make any sense, none at all. And these kind of transfer rumors, if you start to think about them, and if you think about in the fact that if United were playing in the Champions League, number two, if United didn't have Cristiano Ronaldo, number three, if they didn't have any financial problems, because right now there's another news which has been coming in is that Manchester United are just going to give Eric Ten Hag 100 million pounds to spend in the transfer market. 100 million pounds in the modern day is not enough, and 100 million doesn't get you a lot of players. So when you tend to think about those kind of things, it's quite obnoxious that you think that Neymar would want to join the likes of Manchester United. And then there is a fact of the matter is that Neymar, as much as talented as he is, would he want to move to England, and would he want to move to Manchester? That's another question, because Barcelona is out of the question because of the financial problems. Then secondly, you have the issue about what will Neymar do if he comes to Manchester United, and if he doesn't suit Eric Ten Hag's style of football. That means he has to run with the ball, he has to chase back. So there's so many question marks over this deal that it doesn't make sense. But for some reason, these things are reported in the newspaper just to catch the fans' attention, and that is why we do not tend to think that these kind of stories do make any sense. Now, there is another key fact over here is that Chelsea, on the other hand, who have got this change of administration, now if they were into Neymar, it would make sense because they need a superstar, because Lukaku has left for Inter Milan, and Neymar would be the perfect replacement for Chelsea. They need a striker, they need a main man, and maybe Neymar would suit that kind of club as well, in which they need a high profile kind of name. And imagine if Neymar signs for Chelsea, he has to stay in London. Imagine how much buzz will it cost for the city, how much his brand value will be important. And would he want to join Chelsea? That's another question. Maybe Thomas Tuchel fancies him or he doesn't, but that's based on what we think or what we do not think. Now, these kind of transfer rumors, it doesn't make sense. So for me, I'll be dismissing it. It doesn't make any sense until and unless it comes from various sources and United have extra bulk of cash and we think that United are interested in Neymar. But for me, I would give it 0 out of 10. I don't think so that United are in for Neymar. Now, coming to the second story, this came out as a bigger surprise than Neymar's story, because I think it was reported not by one source, it was reported by multiple sources, and it has been reported in the media as well. So I'm going to be starting with Barcelona and Manchester United. It has to do not with Frankie de Jong. but surprisingly, it has to do with Harry Maguire. Now, this thing caught me by surprise, and it's really a surprise that the likes of Barcelona are interested in Harry Maguire. Now, I do not know how much truth is in that Xavi fancies Maguire. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Maybe this story is just coming out of from nowhere, and you have to take this with a pinch of salt. But imagine if Barcelona are in for Harry Maguire and Xavi fancies Harry Maguire. He knows that he is not in good favors in terms of United as a club, in terms of what fans think about him. Maybe Eric Ten Hag has a different perception about him, and maybe they were trying to test the water out. And I think it may be due to the fact that Jules Koundé is going to cost them 50 million euros, and it might be too costly for them. They might be trying to see that how much United would be willing to get rid of Maguire. Maybe they were checking out with a fee. Maybe they thought that, you know what, if you can get him for 30 to 40 million euros, perhaps that might be the case. But during the discussions of Frankie de Jong, Barcelona did inquire about Harry Maguire, and for some reason United kind of rebuffed it. They said, we are not interested in Harry Maguire going out of the club. So that's a surprise. Maybe Eric Ten Hag wants to give a chance to Harry Maguire. Maybe he thinks Harry Maguire is his kind of centre back. Or maybe they would have said, you know what, maybe they want to see what kind of centre backs can they get. Imagine if they get the likes of Timber, maybe Martinez, and they would say, you know what, Harry Maguire is now a surplus, because you have Varane as well, you have Lindelof as well. So they might think, you know what, we have 4 good centre backs and we do not need Harry Maguire, and maybe if we can get some money out of this, they might be willing to sell Harry Maguire. So this was quite shocking and quite surprising. This has been running in from yesterday, and I didn't report it yesterday evening because due to the fact that I was waiting for other sources as well. But right now this has been reported from Spain as well. So that means there is some substance in Harry Maguire moving to Barcelona. I do not know what does Harry Maguire think of this. Does he fancy going to Barcelona to play for Barcelona? That's another question. But if the news are circulating, if the news are coming out from both country sources that Barcelona did ask about Harry Maguire, then I would say there is something into it. But right now, Manchester United have said, no, we are not interested in selling Harry Maguire. I do not know if that is a final decision, or maybe United would revisit that. Maybe Barcelona would want to knock the door of Manchester United again. We'll wait and see. It's too early in the transfer market. We'll see what happens. I think first one is going to be Frankie de Jong. Once that is sorted, and then we'll see what happens with Harry Maguire. Now, moving, we have seen is that it has been reported, whereas that Manchester United have about 100 million as a transfer budget, and it seems that 100 million pounds is not going to be enough for United to make this rebuild, and United would really need to, in some manner, I think we'll have to get more money, because if you are losing the likes of Matic, Pogba, thank you very much, Abdullah, thank you very much for tuning in. Nice to seeing you after a long time. And if we see that Paul Pogba has left, Matic has left, and then the likes of Cavani, Lingard, it doesn't make sense that you're losing these many stars on free, and then you wanna look at your squad and there's not enough quality, and then you just have only 100 million to spend. Imagine if you just have 70 million for Frankie de Jong, then that just leaves 30 million, and in that 30 million you might be able to get one more player, maybe one more player, and that's what, 2. And even if you sign Eriksen on a free, that's 3 players. But we all know that United need more than 3 players, and it doesn't make any sense that the club doesn't want to show this indication that, you know, we have lots of money and we are willing to invest in the transfer market. Maybe they're shifting from that policy in which Ed Woodward used to come out bluntly and saying that, you know what, we can buy any player we want, we can buy any player we want in the world, we can buy the players from Real Madrid, we can buy the players from Barcelona. And I think that is what they're trying to shift from. They're trying to show this kind of image that they don't have enough money, they are out of Champions League, They don't have that much money to spend. They're just going to sign one or two players. Maybe they want to sell some players, and then they're going to go into the transfer market. Don't know what their plan is, but so far it seems that United are very much late in the transfer market. They should have sorted this Frankie de Jong deal out. Right now the memes are coming out that if United come out of this deal saying that Frankie de Jong deal has been accepted by Barcelona and the difference was just 6 million euros or 8 million euros, they should have done this ages ago, because if you keep on waiting for like 4 to 5 weeks, it doesn't make any sense on one player. So I think United need to hurry up and get this deal as soon as over the line. If they are able to do that, then they can focus on the other targets, but let's see how it goes. Now in other news, I want to give you the regarding Newcastle United. Now Newcastle United have been reported that Sven Botman is going to fly to Newcastle and 37 million euros fee has been agreed. So Botman is going to play for Newcastle United, whereas in the other hand, West Ham United are going to sign Areola, who will be signed on permanent deal for a 5-year contract, and 12 million fee has been agreed. Now there's another news in which West Ham United are being linked with Villarreal's Danjuma, who's a winger. He's a brilliant winger who plays for Villarreal. His valuation is a little bit higher than 40 to 50 million euros, but it seems that West Ham United are willing to pay 35 million euros plus some add-ons. Maybe there will be some kind of I think the bid will be rejected. Maybe West Ham United will go with the second bid, and West Ham United are trying to get Danjuma. They think he's a very good winger and he would give them extra kind of ability, and that is the reason why they have put Benrahma on the transfer market. They want to sell him and they want to get Danjuma from Villarreal. So that's going to be pretty exciting transfer for West Ham United. Now in regards to other transfer news, I want to report about Origi. Origi is flying to Milan. He'll be signing the new contract. He'll be the new Milan player, and he has spent his you could say good 4 to 5 year period with Liverpool. He did win the Champions League. He did win the Premier League as well, and he is ready for the new adventure. He will be traveling to Milan to sign with the Serie A champions, and I think AC Milan are working on many deals as well. But first of all, they want to get this over the line. I think the player will be coming back from the holiday, and then they will be signing the new contract, and David Origi will be the new player of AC Milan, which is going to be really exciting. Now in other news, Fulham, they have made a bid for Andres Pereira of Manchester United. Fulham have bid approximately 10 million euros guaranteed, and a long-term deal has been ready for Andres Pereira, and let's see if this happens. It's going to be really good. I think United should accept this deal, because Andres Pereira is not that of good, you could say, player for required for Manchester United. They should try to sell him, and if they're getting 10 million euros with including add-ons, they should sell him and get that money and use that money in the transfer market for better players. So Fulham making some moves in the transfer market. Now whereas in other news offside, it's other than transfer market, it has to do with Peter Cech, who is apparently, you could say, he was one of the technical directors, and he is moving away from Chelsea because there is a new administration is in place and they are taking over Chelsea. So most probably Peter Cech is leaving the Chelsea post, and he's not going to be anymore working with Chelsea. And I think Chelsea are making some changes behind the room, behind the scenes. They're trying to talk to Marcus Edwards, who worked for Liverpool, and he used to be a very good technical director, finding those players, finding Sadio Mane, finding Salah. So Liverpool did lose Marcus Edwards, and right now Marcus Edwards is in talks with Chelsea. So let's see if Chelsea do get him. Then that's going to be pretty an eye-opening thing, because Chelsea are working on many deals right now, and I think as soon as they get this new technical director, then they will go into the transfer market. We do know for sure that they are in for Richarlison, they are in for Sterling, they are in for Ousmane Dembele, they are in for Jules Koundé, they are in for De Ligt, they are in for so many players. But right now they're just waiting for their new technical director. As soon as he comes in, then they will go into the transfer market and try to get those players. Now other than this, there is another news in which there was a story in which Porto player Otavio was linked to Liverpool. The deal was in between of 40 million euros and not 60 million euros but 40 million euros. But it seems that so far Liverpool and Porto have denied this story, so nothing is happening over there. But on the other hand, we'll be speaking about Ajax. Now Ajax are trying to get Bergwijn deal over. They really want Bergwijn. They think that Bergwijn is the right player for them, and they're trying their pretty best to get Bergwijn from Tottenham. It's just about the fee valuation, which could be agreed, and moreover it's to do with the question of Ajax. What money do they have right now? Will they make any sales? They have got money from Haller as well, because Haller is moving to Dortmund. So if they want to utilize that money, maybe they will. So we will see how that one goes. But in terms of what we expect, is a matter of Bergwijn moving to Ajax, and then Ajax also trying to get Wijndal from Alkmaar. They really want Wijndal as well as Bergwijn, so perhaps they're working on that left flank, and they want to see how many players can they get. But whereas Tottenham are also in talks with Rafinha, and Rafinha is getting attention from all over the clubs. He's speaking to Chelsea, he's speaking to Tottenham, he is speaking to Arsenal. With Barcelona, they say it's already over because Barcelona haven't got the money. So right now these three Premier League clubs are in for Rafinha, and let's see if Rafinha just tends to get to Arsenal or Tottenham or maybe Chelsea. We'll find out that soon as well. But right now there's another news. Tottenham are interested in RB Leipzig Guardiola. It was looking as if Chelsea were interested in him. Maybe Peter Cech leaving the post puts Tottenham front in the queue for the player, because Tottenham really want the centre back, and if they get Guardiola, it's going to be a really brilliant acquisition from Tottenham Hotspur. So Tottenham Hotspur are in for Guardiola of RB Leipzig. So this is going to be key for them to get this player, and if they really do get it, it's going to be really exciting. Now, whereas for other news, we haven't got any other more updates. I will try to find more updates for you guys, and hopefully I'll be back for the afternoon session, and hopefully you guys will be tuning in. So thank you very much for watching. I hope that you subscribe to the channel, press that like button as well, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Thank you very much for watching, and have a nice one. Thank you very much.